Hey, Mark, welcome. Happy Tuesday. We'll be kicking off here. Hello and happy Tuesday. Here we are, May 1st. March 1st. I'm jumping ahead 2 months. March 1st. And you know what's exciting? Now, I don't know if you follow astrology and all that, or, what your path is, but tomorrow's a new moon. And for some, that signifies new chapters, a new beginning, a fresh start, a reboot. It's a time to let go of the things that we need to let go of, be it a mentality, bad action, bad people, and start fresh. Give yourself that permission to step into something new. Step into the next chapter of your life that you get to write, that you get to decide, you get to choose. That's a good thing. Today, I'm going to be talking to you about lies, lying, deception, cheating, stealing. These are actions that, when they're done to us, doesn't feel good, does it? Doesn't instill integrity, trust, value, all those things. And if you've been the perpetrator of those things, it still doesn't feel good, does it? Being lied to or lying, it affects integrity, self-worth, self-value. And today we live in a time when a lot of people have made lying and cheating and all these things so normal that it's a surface thing. It's treated very, whatever. The last few people, friends, even patients that I've spoken to, like almost daily, almost every day, it comes up in some measure. Their issues have all been related to lies, cheating, or just general bad human behavior. And from what I can tell, intimate betrayals are becoming more and more common. Like to the point where I started to wonder if just dishonesty was simply just the new normal, the new mindset. I mean, look around. Cheating, lying, stealing, it's everywhere. It's hard to find someone who hasn't been impacted in one way or another by a scandal or a scam. I mean, from politics to pro sports, finance to marriage, being dishonest is just rampant. I mean, hell, in 5 seconds, without even doing much thought, and rattle off a list of major scandals that occurred in the last 10 to 20 years. I mean, political scandals. You got the Russians hacking into our election process, Republicans rigging districts in their favor, sex scandals, Bill Cosby drugging and raping numerous women over a 50-year span, Tiger Woods being outed on his affairs, and ultimately going to sex addiction rehab. I mean, that list just goes on and on and on. And that alone is a pretty staggering list. And these are just the scams that made headlines. The amount of financial, emotional, physical, and spiritual wreckage from all of those schemes is immeasurable. Yet, because reports and allegations of cheating are almost as common in the news as weather reports, we might ask if we've become comfortably numb to deception and lies. I mean, have we in fact come to expect to be ripped off, gotten over on, cheated on? Now, while I can't answer that for you, I can tell you that my clients seem to be less and less surprised when their fidelity is breached as the years pass. I mean, I myself have suffered from the lies and betrayal from several past relationships. Now, please don't confuse the word surprised with the word hurt. I've never met anyone who was anything short of devastated when they find out that their mate had cheated on them. And given how prevalent it is in all other areas, it makes sense that we are tolerating it more in our romantic relationships too. I mean, we can't deny that it's a very real possibility. I remember back, I think it was 2002, 2003, somewhere in there, a website launched that its whole focus was to facilitate cheating, marital infidelity. And you might remember it was ashleymadison.com. And I remember the homepage showed a woman with her finger up to her mouth as if to say, shh, and their motto was, life is short, have an affair. And they have well over 40 million users, give or take. The majority are men, but there's a fair amount of women. And the prevalence of cheating, well, it was obvious. Now, I realize that infidelity has been around ever since swinging came into the picture, but it's previously been seen as wrong, immoral, and the exception to the rule. And it seems that is becoming more part of our mainstream, whether we like it or agree with it or not. Which, from my view, is just plain bullshit, because that's what we're establishing as our norm. And it's nothing short of making those who practice it or accept it just a lousy principle to live by. So let's look at the question of how did we become such a cheating culture. I mean, rather than teaching children how to care for one another, they're taught to be competitive and to look out for number one. This is how the definition of success has evolved. That was a quote by Lisa Sterling, who also said, "We've gotten so power hungry that we have lost our moral compass. We are willing to go to any lengths to lie and cheat our way to the top, only we call it outsmarting others. We view those at the bottom as dumber and somehow deserving of being exploited or kicked to the curb like litter. And even if we had clear advantages over the less wealthy or educated from the get-go." Now, obviously, if we are brought up to believe that it's okay and normal to disregard the needs of others in service of getting our own needs met, then we're going to do just that. We need to be taught to care for others. And that, my friend, is called learning to be a decent human being. So what can we do about it? The concern is that the line between good behavior and bad is not so clearly defined these days. And this makes it harder for kids, and some, perhaps even adults too, to know what's okay and what's not okay to do in business, at work, at home. And it's tempting to feel overwhelmed, throw up our hands and say, that's just how it is, and there's nothing we can do about it. Cheating's where it's at. But I don't think that's the answer. We get to that place where we start making it okay. Well, I was lied to. I've been lied to so many times, it's unbelievable. So if I lie, what's the difference? I've been cheated on. So if I cheat, what's the difference? Get into a relationship, start hedging your bets. I mean, this is the mentality that people take. I'm going to share with you 3 solutions that you can implement today. 3 solutions. 1, keep your side of the street clean. Don't lie. Don't cheat. Don't steal. Make it a point to think of others before yourself. I mean, hey, the golden rule is still a good measure of behavior. If you would want to be treated in a certain way, such as being cheated on, lied to, well, don't do that to somebody else. Number 2 is teach your kids to help and care for each other. Teach your kids to be upstanding citizens by talking to them about the problem. When stories of betrayal or mistreatment show up in the news, or TV, whatever, talk to your children about what's wrong. Use it as a teachable moment. When your kids fight over something or cheat someone, this is an incredible opportunity to step in, shine some light on that topic. And number 3, don't allow inappropriate behavior to go unnoticed. Whether it's coming from a TV show, a video game, a person, especially celebrities or, prominent people that are in culture, well, don't ignore those moments. Even when it's coming from you, name it. Don't just sit back and tolerate, mean or hurtful actions from family, friends, or acquaintances. Allowing bad behavior can be construed as approval. And that is what allows the behavior to remain and grow worse. Although lying, stealing, and cheating feel rampant in our culture, and at times out of control, there are still many more decent people in the world than indecent. I at least keep telling myself that. But don't give in to the problem and don't lose hope. As a culture, we can find our way back to a norm of simple human kindness, generosity, decency. And if you practice those 3 tools, you'll be doing your part to keep your relationships healthy and to make the world a better place. And I, for one, want to be around those who are making this world a better place. I want to surround myself with people who are choosing to say no to lying, say no to cheating, say no to typical just bad behavior. Now, we've all been guilty of making mistakes, making some bad choices, things of this nature, but do we just accept it and make it our norm, or do we change it? And that's the problem, is that most people, they, they've taken in so much negative that they've made the negative okay. Again, perfect example. I've been lied to so many times. So if I lie, it's not really that big a deal. And most people can turn around and say that, most people I know have lied. And sometimes even lied to you. You know? So it's important to maintain a healthy premise, a healthy pattern, a healthy viewpoint. So on that scope, I'm going to leave you with this quote. I love this quote. It's by C.S. Lewis. But really listen to this. Progress means getting nearer to the place you want to be. And if you have taken a wrong turn, then to go forward does not get you any nearer. If you are on the wrong road, progress means doing an about turn and walking back to the right road. And in that case, the man who turns back soonest is the most progressive man. I love that quote, and it's so very true. Well, Mark, Anna, I want to thank you guys for being here. I hope that you were able to take something good from this, some good food for thought. And I'm going to leave you also with just a final reminder that tomorrow is a new moon. It's a new cycle. It's a new shift. Use that to your advantage. Use that as a time to actually step into something new for yourself. Step into a new understanding. Let go of some things that maybe you need to let go of from your past, or bad people, or whatever the case may be. Only you know that. But let go of the things that are holding you back from being the best you that you can be. So thank you for being here, guys. And until next time, just reminding you, be happy, be healthy, and be you. Thank you.